Hey y'all, it's Dawn, and I'm so glad you're back. I've got another fun, budget-friendly DIY video for you today. If your family's like mine, you drink out of plastic cups when you gather together, and all the cups look the same. With this cup and pen holder, everyone will be able to write their name on their cup, so no confusion over whose cup is whose. The first thing I did was place two cups side by side to see how large my pieces needed to be. For a double cup holder, my size was 10 inches long by 6 inches wide. With this, I have enough room for the cups and enough room to hold the pens. I used my miter saw and cut down my wood. I also cut 4 smaller pieces to go on the inside edges of the box. After cutting all the wood, it's time to put the box together. I started with the bottom. I used Gorilla Glue and glued my pieces together, and then used wood clamps to hold the pieces and used a wet rag to wipe away the excess glue. I then sat it to the side while I worked on the outside of the box. I started with one of the short sides and glued it to the small corner piece. I made sure the bottom and the side fit snugly together. I then used my pneumatic nailer to nail it. I didn't realize it until now that the nails I had were actually a little bit too long. You'll see me cutting the nails later on in the video. I did the same thing with the other side piece and on the other short side. This is where I had to cut off the nails and try to make them flush with the wood. I simply used a pair of pliers and rocked the nail back and forth until it broke. I then pushed the nail into the wood. Thankfully, this was soft wood. Now it's time to attach the longer pieces and create the box. I aligned the longer pieces with the smaller piece and glued them together. I used my nail gun again to secure the pieces and wiped away the excess glue. I did this on all 4 sides to form the box for my solo cups. I then removed the clamps from the bottom so I could attach the box to the bottom. I applied wood glue all around the edge of the box. I then placed the bottom onto the box. And that's when I realized I needed a small piece of wood for the bottom. I went ahead and nailed the pieces I had onto the box and wiped away the excess glue. I measured and marked where I needed to cut the next piece of wood, went back to the miter saw and cut the wood. And as you can see, while I was gone, a visitor showed up. This is Cotton Ball. He is about 13 years old and he's trying to figure out why Mom keeps running around. Oops, I forgot to cut the length. Back to the miter saw I go. With everything cut, I glued and nailed the strip to the bottom of the box and wiped away the excess. I then used wood clamps to hold the box together while it dried. I know this step isn't really necessary since I nailed it, but I just wanted to make sure the glue was going to hold it securely. After getting all the clamps on, I went back around the box and wiped off more excess glue. I set the box to the side and let it dry overnight. The next morning, I removed all the clamps and used my orbital sander to sand all the sides. The wood was rough, so I wasn't able to get it smooth, but that's fine. I want it to have a rustic farmhouse appearance. I brought the box back inside and painted the entire thing with black chalk paint inside and out. Once I had the entire box painted and dried, I used my sanding block to sand the paint and give it more of a rustic, warm look. I sanded the entire outside and then paid special attention to the corners and the top. I then sprayed rubbing alcohol and wiped the dust off the box. This works better than water because the alcohol dries quicker, so you can move on to the next step. I used my Cricut to cut out the words for the front of the box. After weeding and applying transfer paper, I applied it to the front of the box, trying to make sure it was centered and straight. I then used my secret for applying vinyl to wood, my iron. Yes, that's right. Anytime I use vinyl on wood, I will place a thin piece of fabric over the vinyl and iron it. This helps to melt the vinyl into the cracks and crevices of the wood, and it gives the sign more of a hand-painted look. Now this is my secret, so you can't go and tell anybody. The next step is to apply sealant to the box. I use matte Mod Podge, but you can use whatever sealant you have on hand. I just applied the Mod Podge. I cut down another piece of wood that would fit inside the box to create a place for the Sharpie markers to be put in. I painted and dried this divider piece. I then used my hot glue gun to attach the divider. I think this solo cup holder turned out pretty stinking good. And it is really going to come in handy for Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all next time. Happy crafting!